Hi everybody, I hope you're doing well. Today is Sunday. I didn't do my normal Saturday chat. To be perfectly honest, I was feeling a little bit blue for the last few days, but I'm doing better. Been to church today and had a really good worship service. It's just been overall a whole lot better as the weekend has progressed. And I have absolutely no reason to be sad. It's just something that happens to me, and if you're like that, I completely get it. There's a lot of people that don't understand it, and I guess if it's something that you haven't had before, it would be hard to understand. And I wanted to reach out and say, hey, I'm going to 20 hours a week starting tomorrow. So essentially semi-retired. I talked about going into full retirement. Randy and I have been really focused with our bills and our budget, and we're not really what I would call frugal, but we've just been focused for so long. You know, after 34 years of marriage, we've really been in tune and alignment with our bills. And selling our house and building a little small house and living in the camper has allowed us to be debt-free throughout this process. And I owe a lot of it to my children. My children are very frugal. They do things they want to do, but they don't waste money. And I think Randy and I both wasted a lot of money when we were younger. Just trying to fill a void sometimes. I could, one of our biggest spending things we do is eating out. Even to this day, we still eat out probably more than we should. You have to kind of really think about it when you go to restaurants, and if you go a day or two in a row, it's like, well, let's go again. It becomes a habit. And so we've had to really adjust and focus to stop wanting to eat out all the time. I can recall back when Randy was in college, which was like 20 years ago, that we probably spent $1,000 a month, between $500 and $1,000 a month eating out. But I was working a lot, and he was in school, and we really did monitor our grocery budget. We kept a really tight grocery budget, but we still spent a lot of money on eating out. And if you keep any kind of a book system like Quicken, or right now we use You Need a Budget, if you keep anything like that, then you kind of can go back and look and see what you spent on dining out. And even this last month, it was still close to $1,200. But we had one dinner with our whole family that we paid for that was $400, which is unusual. That's actually never happened before. But we had our Alaska folks in, and we just wanted to have a big family get together. Mostly because we don't have anywhere right now to host. And so we did that. But you just have to really consciously work together. I think if we had not worked together, we wouldn't be where we are today. And hopefully Randy will be able to go part-time at some point in the future if he wants to. He actually says he's never going to retire, but not because he doesn't want to. He just doesn't think we'll ever be able to become that, I guess, that conscientious with our money. But I don't know. Just never know. But we went to Lowe's today just to share where we're at with the house. Nobody's come and worked on the house at all this week, so we've still got some things that need to be done on the shelf. But we went to Lowe's this morning, and Randy got some tools and things like that to work on the electric and the plumbing. We did buy a tub and shower combo this last week and brought it in. So that's here. And then I'm really wanting a one-piece shower to go in the master bath. He wants to buy the walls. It's like surround walls, and then the base for the shower. But I don't want that. So we'll see who ends up winning that battle. But while I was at Lowe's today, what I'm trying to get at is I picked up these rustic farmhouse. It's like paint color coordinations. So they have one that's called Rustic Farmhouse, and its color collections, and it includes a really, I've been thinking alabaster was what I would want for my cabinets, but it's got a little bit of yellow in it, so I'm thinking maybe extra white for the cabinets. But I'm going to try to show you this. Hopefully you can see it. But they have these free things at Lowe's, and then you can go and order color samples. And then they have Earthy Charm. There's one called Earthy Charm. It has a lot of deep colors in it. And it's got some greens. There seems to be a lot of greens right now. And I'm thinking of putting some green on my island. Having my island painted green. And then the other one is called Industrial Refresh. Let me show you these. This is the one that has tricorn black. I do love tricorn black, but I think whoever does the painting has to be spot on in order to do that. Black really shows imperfections. And then this one from Sherwin-Williams is called The Most Popular Colors. Does it not have? Oh, it's got the sea salt. I do like the sea salt, but it's a little more feminine. There was a dried thyme in the farm. Let me show you. The Rustic Farmhouse had a dried thyme. I really like that. It's this green right here. That dried thyme along with extra white is probably what I'll end up doing. Like the dried thyme for the island in my kitchen, and then the extra white for the cabinets, and maybe alabaster for the trim. I don't know. It's really, this is one of the harder things for me to do, is pick out colors, because I know that that's not my skill set, and so that's going to be hard. They make these big squares that you can order online, and they're like peel and stick, and you put them on the wall. I'll probably have to do that when time comes. But we still have plenty of time to think about that. And then there was one more. We did Most Popular Colors. This one's called Naturally Refined, the 2025 Color Collection of the Year. Color Collection of the Year. It's got Convivial Yellow, Delft. They're really doing a lot of color coordinating in their house here. And this is not my style at all. So that one's a definite no. There's a lot of yellows and bluish greens. That's not my vibe. But I do like a lot that's in the Rustic Farmhouse. Just don't want a lot of moody, what I call moody colors. My granddaughter will probably be the only one that ever stays in the spare bedroom, unless her mom comes sometimes. I may let them pick the color for that bedroom. I may give them a couple of choices. Don't know how much control I can release. Give them a couple of choices and let them pick. Typically in our homes, I've usually just painted everything one color, except for one house that we lived in. I let the kids pick their bedroom colors, and one picked a green, I think, and then the other picked an orange, a very, very bright orange, if my memory's correct. So I'm gonna grab the phone and we'll have a close-up talk here. So as far as we've been talking a little bit about the budget on getting the barndominium built. We did get a quote on the HVAC, and it's going to be close to $12,000. But that also includes about $1,200 of that includes gas plumbing, like the plumbing fittings to the hot water heater, the stove, the HVAC, and one other. There were 4 of those. Other things that we've gotten quotes for this week, we got quotes for gutters. And remember, our house is really small. It's 1,260 square feet. and then we have a 2-car garage. So we do have to gutter that whole area. The gutters were going to be around $3,000 because we're going to go ahead and get the like a mesh screening put on top of the gutters so we don't have to clean out the leaves. So that's going to probably be the quote that we go with. I had reached out to one other guy, and if you're trying to get anything done right now, you know that it's really hard to get people to call you back. I'm kind of glad that Randy's doing the electric and the water, the electric and the gas plumbing inside the house, and I guess he's doing water plumbing too, because people, it's just few and far between people will call you back. So right now it looks like we're going to be about $10,000 out of budget just by plugging in numbers. But you know, we didn't really have anything to go off of. We just kind of guesstimated what some of these things would be. Not sure. We're thinking we may be able to save a little bit of money on the gas lines. Like the gas company is one of the cheaper utilities. So our natural gas is probably going to cost around $300 to $400 to get 2 meters run. We're going to have 1 meter run to the shop and another meter run over to the house. They do 100 feet free, and then it's 37 cents a foot after that. So that's not going to be bad at all. We actually had budgeted more than that, so I think we're going to be able to have some savings on that line item that we can move down into some of the other expensive items. If we went with the one-piece shower, it's $750, but if we bought just going to Lowe's and bought the shower base and the surround, it's going to be closer to $2,000. So that's quite a bit of price difference. Yes, ma'am. Are you jealous that I'm chatting, not talking to you? Oh, you want to say hi? Come here. Come here. You're beautiful. It actually doesn't matter what I do, when I do it. Maggie does not like for me to pull my attention away from her. What else have we had happen this past week? Like I said, this is Sunday. On the budget discussions, I think that's it. So right now we're just proceeding with getting the shell finished. Hopefully they're coming this week. And then the plumber, when he did the rough end, he got a couple of pipes not just exactly where they need to be. So I don't know if they're going to have to drill up concrete and move them or what. But anyway, that's got to be taken care of. Once we get them done with the shell, we'll be able to get in there and start. Which actually, Randy's already started it today. He's run lights in the house so we can see when we're over there working. And he's putting in an electric box, like the panel, the gray panel. He's putting that in today. And he's been doing some measuring and checking. We ordered all of our wire and stuff like that. We just went to Lowe's. He said the Romex was actually cheaper at Lowe's than it was anywhere else. So we went to Lowe's to get that. You really have to shop around. It's amazing how much difference in price. And I remember Kelly's Country Life or Keller's Country Life, that YouTube channel. I remember when they were building their barn door that they had to really shop around for a lot of different things. Our drywall, I think it's going to be quite expensive, and we really haven't shopped around on it yet. But when drywall is really important to be accurate, to be precise, to not have gaps, to not have, the mudding to be all messed up, because your paint's not ever going to look right if somebody does a real bad job on the drywall. So I'm not sure how all that's going to work, but right now our quote on the drywall is like 11. It's either 10.5 or 11. And I'll keep you guys posted on how things are going. I know we're kind of moving slow, but that's okay for us. It's not that uncomfortable. I'm kind of sick of the winter at this point, but the polar vortex has passed on through, and now we can hopefully have at least a week or two of some warmer weather. I know there is one low in the next week that's 29, but after you've been single digits for a few days, 29 doesn't sound too bad. Hope you guys are having a good week, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.